fighters that are a part of this fantastic pay-per-view event. First, with a record of 16 victories, 11 by knockout, opposite of 1 defeat and 1 draw. Let's hear from representing Stockton, California for his all-action style, Manuel Highman. Manuel, feel free to give your thoughts on being here and your thoughts taking on Rolando Romero.
I know I'm a unfamiliar face, unfamiliar name. I'm really honored to be here next to all these guys, Danny Garcia, Lara, guys I watched growing up. It's a dream come true for me just to be here. But I'm not gonna let the moment get too big. Obviously, I got a tough opponent in front of me, Rolly, but we're gonna be ready. We'll be ready. I'm coming for the win.
And now we'll turn things over to the man he's facing, the former champ with a record of 15 victories, 13 by knockout and 2 defeats, Rolando Romero.
I just want to let everybody know I'm just happy to be here again and, I just give you guys a great show once again.
That will open up our pay-per-view event on September 14th. So let's hear from both men now as, I'll start with you, Rolly. You are in a fight against a guy that has never been in a top event. Do you believe your experience is going to be the difference maker in your fight against Highman?
Well, a lot of people fall when they see some big lights, so, but you also gotta look at it like this too. I have a lot of experience going to a lot of big fights. I also had success in, so, he's a puncher, right? So, let's see what he does.
Back to you, Highman. You have won 4 straight. You heard Rolly's been in these big time fights, but what has been working so well for you and how can you pull off the upset on September 14th?
He has experience in the big fights, but it's not like I'm not experienced as a fighter. I've been fighting since I'm 8 years old. So I've been around, I've training at Robert Garcia's gym, getting rounds in down there. So there's not going to be a difference in the IQ of my boxing compared to his. So I know he's been here. I know he was a world champion. So I need to win this fight. I'm gonna win this fight. It's gonna catapult my career pretty much.
Over to you, Rolly. What kind of problems does Highman present to you, and how do you prepare for a guy of his style?
I don't know. I never seen him fight, so.
What's your response to that, Highman? You say he's never seen you fight. Do you believe he's overlooking you with that statement?
Yeah, obviously, there's no question. But that's perfect. Overlook me. It's fine. I'm coming ready.
Highman, what does it mean to you to be on this type of stage, Mexican Independence Day weekend, on an event headlined by a Mexican icon in Canelo?
It means everything. I grew up watching, all the big cards are on Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day weekend, and you grew up watching it. So to be opening up a pay-per-view card, it means the world to me.
All right, we'll turn it over to you, Rolly. September 14th. How does it go down?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Rolly show again.
All right, to you, Highman's prediction. How do you see it playing out September 14th?
I'm winning. I'm doing anything I can to get that win.
All right, you heard it from Romero and Highman. They're going to be opening things up September 14th, Mexican Independence Day weekend. As we now move on to our next bout, we'll hear from a man that is undefeated, 28-0, 21 by knockout, plans to join the top elite 168-pounders with a big win over Caleb Plant. Let's hear from Trevor McCumby.
How's it going, guys? Really good to see all of you. Happy to be here in the Beverly Hills. I want to thank the Prince of Prince, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ for this opportunity. Tom Brown, Louis DeCubas, PBC, Gary Jonas, and Andrew McDonald. We're here, man, and we still got some training to do, but we're training really, really hard. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm all about on the 14th of September.
All right, let's hear from his opponent, that man that is 22-2 with 13 by knockout, one of the most popular fighters today, the former IBF super middleweight champion, looking to become a two-time champion, Caleb Plant.
What's going on, everybody? I just want to, thank everybody that came out today to show support for this stacked card that we got on September 14th at the T-Mobile. And, I want to thank Al Highman. I want to thank my manager, Luis DeCubas, TGB, Prime Video, and shout out to my folks from Tustin, T-Town in the building, so definitely appreciate that. And, I know I've been out of the ring for a minute, but I can assure you guys I've been using my time wisely. And even with all the big fights I've had, I'm proud to say that September 14th, you guys will see the best Caleb Plant that you've seen yet. And this guy T-Rev over here, he wants to be part of the big leagues. And like I said before, what he thinks he's going to get and what's going to happen, two different things. This guy, he's been making Instagram videos with my name in it, talking about, certain guys who don't respect the sport, certain guys who get a couple big paydays and they just go, wallow in their money. And it's crazy to me that someone like him could make a video about me talking about guys who don't respect the sport. Because I respect the sport enough to step up with only 17 fights to fight a world champion, Jose Uscati, coming off a year layoff, as an underdog, coming off a broke hand. Do you respect the sport enough to do that? I respect the sport enough to not be a 31, 32-year-old prospect. Do you? I respect the sport enough to be a clean athlete. What about you? I do. You respect the sport enough to be a clean athlete? I read differently. So, I respect the sport enough to not go on a 4-year break from it like you. So it just don't make no sense to me that out of everyone in boxing, you're gonna make a video about me, Caleb Plant, not respecting the sport. You know me, I live and die by this. Live by the sword, die by the sword. So September 14th, make sure you save that money, because that's your first and your last big payday. I promise you that.
Well, I'll turn things over to McCumby. What do you have to say for what Caleb just mentioned?
I'm not really concerned about what Caleb says, what he's doing. I think he's kind of insecure, and he goes around getting in fights with all these guys. Every event he goes to, he's getting in fights with people. I'm a grown man. I don't conduct myself that way. And September 14th, we're gonna see. We are gonna see. I want it bad. I'm not sleeping in silk sheets. He is. And I want it bad.
We're gonna see who wants it. And as far as being a man, I'm gonna address everybody in the room. I'm a man first. Before I'm a boxer, before I'm on social media, I'm a man first. So anybody who comes to me, pulling on my face, I'm asking you to stop. You come up pressing me, pushing me, putting your hands on me, thinking you're gonna make a bitch out of me, or whatever it may be, excuse my language for the children in the room. That's not gonna work. I'm a grown man. And it seems as of late that I can't even go to a boxing match with my wife without somebody trying to press me and act tough so they can try to make a big fight happen. That's not how you make a big fight happen. So for everyone who's watching, who wants to fight me, go win some fights, win some big fights, get put in the rankings, and I promise you, because anyone who's a boxing fan in this room, I'm sure can attest to this, I'm not hard to make a fight with. But as far as him thinking like I'm not being a grown-up because people are putting their hands on me, what am I supposed to do? What would you do if somebody was putting their hands on your face or pushing you? So yeah, I'm a man myself.
All right, McCumby, September 14th, how does it go down?
We're gonna see. We'll see if he gets on his bike or if he wants to fight in the center of the ring. All I know is I'm ready and I'm training very, very hard. You guys can bet on the fact that it's gonna be a great, great fight. I promise you that.
Caleb, it sounds like you have a little extra motivation, wanting to make a statement. What happened September 14th?
September 14th, I get my hand raised in fashion. Like I said, this is his first and last one, so save that money.
All right,
We'll see.
Plant versus McCumby, September 14th. I can't wait for that one. And now, let's go to our co-main event fighters. World title on the line. First, Let's hear from the challenger, 37 victories, 21 by knockout, a former unified super lightweight world champion, former WBC welterweight world champion, looking to become a 3-division world champion, Danny Swift Garcia.
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank my team, my father, Angel Garcia, for always believing in me. I'd like to thank my family, my children. I'd like to thank PBC, Al Highman, Prime for allowing me to showcase my skills on the network. I'm coming off a 2-year layoff. And then people are saying, why you didn't take, a warm-up fight? When you look this good, you go straight to the top. And I'm looking good. But September 14th is going to be another epic night. I'm chasing history. I'm chasing greatness. I want to be a 3-division world champion. I have a tough task ahead of me and Lara. He's also a great champion. And, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to share the stage with these young stars, young champions, playing Rolly. And it's going to be a great night. So if you guys didn't pre-order or buy your tickets, make sure you go purchase them because it's going to be a legendary night, iconic, and I can't wait.
And now, the other half of our co-main event with 30 victories, 18 by knockout, opposite of 3 defeats and 3 draws. Fighting out of Las Vegas from the great nation of Cuba, he is the former junior middleweight world champion and the reigning WBA middleweight world champion. Please welcome the American Dream, Islami Lara.
Buenas tardes, quiero darle las gracias a todos los presentes aquí, al de Cuba Junior, a Highman, PBC. Estoy de regreso de nuevo el 14 de septiembre para defender mi título contra Dani. Todo lo demás se lo dejo a Dios y espero una buena pelea el 14 de septiembre.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here today. I would like to thank Ludwig Jr., PBC, Highman for making this fight possible, for letting me fight Danny, and all the rest, all the gratitude goes to God. And it's going to be a great fight on September 14th. I'm ready to defend my title.
All right, first let's start with Lara. You are the oldest world champion in boxing at 41 years old, and it seems like age is just a number. How have you been able to maintain your level of excellence at this age right now?
¿Cómo has podido mantener tu nivel de calidad de excelencia boxística a esta edad cuando el tiempo pasa?
Bueno, primero que todo, en el ring, en el entrenamiento, cuidándome, mentalmente concentrado, enfocado en lo que yo quiero hacer. Quiero seguir dándole buenas peleas a PBC. El 14 de septiembre es una gran pelea contra Dani, es un buen boxeador. No sé qué más te puedo decir, esperemos que llegue el momento para demostrarlo en el ring.
It's all about staying focused both in and out of a ring, staying mentally and physically sharp. Because in the end, what I want to do is give PBC and the fans great fights. This is going to be a great fight against Danny, and the beat goes on.
Danny, you're going up to middleweight. That's a huge task and a huge challenge in of itself. Can your power translate to the middleweight division?
Absolutely. A lot of people don't know I'm a little big guy. So, I've always been in Philly, I always sparred with bigger people. I always been really physically strong, and I always felt like my power and my body strength could go up to 154 and even 160. So I feel good. I don't think it's going to make any difference. I feel like, if Kodu can do it, if Duran can do it, I feel like I'm cut from that cloth that I can do it too.
As for you, Lara, you have fought some of boxing's biggest names, Canelo being one, Jarrett Hurd, to name a few. What is it like to fight another big name in Danny Garcia? Where does he rank on the list of fighters you have gone up against?
Durante tu carrera te has enfrentado a grandes rivales como Canelo contra Hurd, entre otros. ¿En dónde se ubica Danny Garcia como oponente en el ranking de tu trayectoria? ¿Y qué significa para vos volver a pelear contra un gran nombre como el de Danny Garcia?
Bueno, Danny Garcia es un oponente bastante fuerte, un boxeador de alto nivel de calidad. Lo elegimos a él porque creo que es un boxeador que se me acomoda a mí, a mi estilo. creo que para uno lograr lo que quiere hay que hacerlo así. Y entonces, gracias a Dios, aceptaron la pelea y nos vemos la veces si quiere.
You know, styles make fights. That's the reason that we chose Danny Garcia. He's a strong fighter, a high quality fighter, and we want September 14 to be a high quality bout for the fans. So that's gonna be what happens. We're gonna go out and we're gonna give a great fight to the fans. That's what I want, and that's why I picked Danny Garcia.
Martin Batar on translation. Thank you for that, Martin. And now over to you, Danny. I mean, what does defeating Lara, becoming a 3-division world champion, do for your legacy?
You know, it's always been a dream of mine to be a 3-division world champion. You know, only a few boxers in the history can say they've done that. You know, I've done 2. And since I started boxing my pro career, I always felt like I wanted to be 3. And, you know, the opportunity's here. And, you know, Lara, he contributed a lot to the sport of boxing. He is a 2-division world champion. He's fought a lot of great fighters. So I feel like 2 battle-tested warriors going at it, trying to make history. And when I come out on top, it'll be a historic night for me, and this will put me in the Hall of Fame.
Lara, prediction, September 14th, you're in the co-main event of a huge fight weekend, Mexican Independence Day weekend. You against Danny Garcia. How does it all go down?
Bueno, vos contra Danny Garcia, fin de semana del Día de Independencia de México. No hay algo más grande que esto, como evento estelar. ¿Cuál es tu vaticinio para esta pelea?
Bueno, para esta pelea lo primero que voy a llevar al ring va a ser el enfoque y para que todo salga correctamente bien y seguir manteniendo mi título, que es lo que más importa.
¿Y tu vaticinio, pero qué decir? ¿Ganás por nocaut, por resultados? ¿Cómo va a ser?
Yo soy ganador, 100%.
I'm going to be the winner 100%, no matter what way that happens. I'm going to go out there, be focused, do my thing, and then I'm going to end up defending my title, end up with my hand raised.
Same question to you, Danny. Prediction, September 14th, co-main event. Do you become a 3-division world champion?
You know, my prediction is Lara is the oldest boxing champion, but September 14th is going to be a new middleweight champion of the world, Danny Garcia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are the fighters featured on a phenomenal PBC pay-per-view event, and it all leads to Canelo and Berlanga, who we'll hear from shortly. But first, these fighters, let's thank these fighters for coming on out here for leg 2 of our press conference. And before we go, we're going to have them face off one last time.
Microphone down, please, for a photo. All of you would like to photo.